today's video is going to be not one that's very interesting. It's just going to give you guys a really good update of what is going on with the channel and what's going on kind of in my personal life. Not to get super specific, but just give you an idea of what's going on, what to expect. So I just graduated from PA school 2 weeks ago. I took my licensing exam on Monday and I have passed that. So I am officially certified as a physician assistant. So I have a job lined up. My wife has already started her new job. We are now living in Greenville, North Carolina instead of Charleston, South Carolina. So we're about an hour outside Raleigh. It's a little bit more rural. It's a lot cheaper to live here. She got a much better job up here, and then I got a really good job after that. So we're settling in. I probably won't start work until end of September, sometime in October. It really depends on how long it takes them to get all of my licensing done. I'm shooting this video on August the 13th to kind of give you an idea of where we're at, because I always shoot these ahead of time. As you guys probably know, I have been in school for the past 2.5 years almost. It's been 27 months of me being in school. So I've had videos shot ahead of time from most of that. I have shot some videos during PA school when I had some downtime, and specifically stuff on the Mini, because the 350Z has been in storage since April of 2019. It is in a different storage unit now up in Greenville, and I'm gonna do videos on that as soon as I can get it out. So I promise I will get videos on that as soon as I can. But right now it's in storage. It is not registered in this state. I cannot register it in this state. Technically, it probably wasn't legal in South Carolina, but I was getting grandfathered into the fact that I already had a plate and they don't do inspections. So I can't get it registered here. It would never pass. So it means I got to get a trailer or some sort of way of pulling it with my wife's X5M to and from the track. And even then, it's a little gray area of if I can flat tow it or not. So we're going to start looking at that. I'm going to have to do a lot of upgrades on the car and some maintenance. If you guys remember, I think cylinder number 5 is down on compression. I'm not sure if it's actually down on compression or if it's just because it was a dry compression test. But the engine's probably going to need a rebuild. I don't know if I can continue driving it on track as is and still eke maybe a little bit more life out of it. So I'm going to try and get that thing up and running as soon as I possibly can. But the thing is, we're living in an apartment right now because we're searching for a house, because we wanted to make sure we both got our job set up, and we want to make sure I pass and I've got everything set up and ready to go for my job before we commit to a new house. So everything is ready to go. We just have to find a house. And then once we do that, I'll have plenty of space to work on the Z, to get things going. I'll have a lot more disposable income. Of course, I have a bunch of student loans that I have to pay back, but I should still have more than enough disposable income that I can do some savings, some loans, and still modifying on the cars. And as some of you know who watched my Ask Me Anything Answers video that I posted back in June, there is an E60 M5 that is sitting out in the parking lot behind me. So we now have the R53 Money, which I am keeping, the E60 M5, my wife's E70 X5M, and then of course the 350Z. That's where it's going to be for a while. We'll get into more cars as we get into the future, but I want to really get those cars sorted before we move on. So right now it's really just a waiting game of, I've got some videos that I've already got ready. I've got some videos I can still shoot in this scenario. You know, I can introduce the E60 and kind of tell you guys the plans on that. And then there's a 350Z video that's going to be coming out soon anyway. I think it's actually scheduled for next week. It's going to be my top 10 modifications for the 350Z. And after that, you know, I'll get those out as soon as I can. But I can't work on the car with it in the storage unit. It's surrounded by a bunch of our stuff, and I can't work on it here because I can't get it here. And even then, the apartment complex doesn't want me working in the parking lot. So I'll get stuff as soon as I can, I promise. But just know that there's a lot of stuff that can be coming in the future now that I've got more time, more money, and more resources. So it'll make for much better content for you guys. So look forward to that. Of course, if you guys have any questions about what's going on, feel free to drop them down below. Some recommended videos, requests, things like that, you can always put those down there as well. And I will see you guys next week.